Mairéad Martin, welcome back to Cuala TV. How are you doing?
I'm great, Hannah. Thank you for having me.
Where are you at the moment? You're not in Dublin, are you?
No, I'm in Galway. I'm back at college since September. So I've moved back up here after the lockdown. I was home in Dublin for the year. So
amazing. Like so many of us, you have a little bit more independence again. I'm very jealous. I'm still at home. But listen, thank you for coming on to Cuala TV. There's so much to chat about. You're such an incredible person. But I think let's just start of, tell us a little bit about your Cuala journey. So you are a member of the Cuala ladies football team, kind of like myself, that kind of third, fourth.
Yeah, I started playing with Cuala when I was 4. Actually, I did the open day with 2 of my cousins, and then I'm playing with some of the team members that are still playing with us, like Roisin and Caroline. We were playing with each other since we were that age. And yeah, I've been with Finton the whole time, and yeah, just part of, it's like my favorite thing to do. I'm not any way professional or talented in playing football, but I just love the social aspect of it and all the friends and just the community.
Yeah, no, you're the same as myself. I had Finton most of the way through as well, and that third and fourth football team is a pretty special place. I think we all have the same goals of just having a bit of crack. But like you have had such a busy few years when it comes to Cuala is one thing, but you're kind of a social Cuala player, potentially like myself now. But back a few years ago, you participated in the Dermot Earley program, which was kind of run by Cuala, and then you became a facilitator. So I'd love to hear what it was first like as a participant and then as a facilitator, and what even is it?
Yeah, well, so when I was in transition year, loads of opportunities started opening up in the club, like that social side more so of things. And I got involved in the Dermot Earley program, along with some of the girls like Orla and Sinead and Jennifer. And it was the first time it was ran in the club. Didn't know much about it, but it was just that it was going to be a great opportunity for the young people. And it was about leadership and self-development. And I thought, why not give it a go? So we did it every Wednesday in Cuala, and it was brilliant. It was from people like lads and girls from our club, but then also in the other clubs around Dublin. And it was just a lot about like goal setting and personal development and working with each other and like as a team, and developing loads of different skills and qualities and were already within yourself, but really just learning how to let them out and how to maximize them.
Amazing. And so you did that for the full year, was it?
Yeah, so it went over transition year, and then in 5th year in the October, I think it was, we graduated from NUIG with a level 6 cert. So that was great to have.
That's
that
amazing. And you actually ended up in NUIG. So I feel like that's a nice little circle. And you'll have another NUIG graduation hopefully in a few years. But that's incredible. And you obviously liked it enough to then go back and want to facilitate. Was it in 6th year you facilitated or something?
No, I just did the program this year. So Kevin Spain approached a few of us last September to see if we'd be interested in doing it. Or it might have been during the summer actually, and myself and Orla said we would, and then it went online, which was a little bit of a different like angle to it, but we still went ahead with it, and I think it was a great success within the club, and we had about 15 to 20 TYs completing it, and they've got their graduation actually now in November. So
amazing. I think it's so cool. It wasn't around when I was in TY, and it's definitely something I would have loved to have done. And I think it's great to see the club promoting and really encouraging more than just a club, which is I think Cuala's tagline, and bringing kind of that leadership development and the community aspect from a different angle other than just on the pitch, which is such a cool thing to be involved with, and probably a really great experience for yourself and obviously on your CV, but as a person in general. And I think that obviously worked as a leader, because a few months ago, if I'm correct, you went to France, and I would love to hear about your experience in France, because that is probably the definition of what it takes to be a leader, is to go over there. So please tell me all about it.
Yeah, so in April, so during the lockdown or towards the end of it, I went out to Calais in France in the north, and I was volunteering there for 3 months with a project called Human Rights Observers, which work with displaced people in Cuala who are looking to get across the border to the UK to restart their lives there. So yeah, it's an amazing project. We were only 7 young people, all between 20 to 30, and completely like independent work. We all ran it ourselves, and yeah, it was tough work, but it was an experience. I keep saying that I can't describe what sort of experience it was, but it was just an experience, full stop. But it's definitely the sort of thing that I want to do in the future. I'd volunteered there previously with a different organization, and I knew straight away that I wanted to go back, and after the 3 months now in Calais, I'm already planning to go back again with a different organization. So there's just so many opportunities out there to get involved with such driven people all working towards the same goal of just helping these really, really vulnerable people who just aren't their rights aren't realized, or they're not respected whatsoever by the police and by the government between France and the UK. So it's really people within France don't even know about what's going on in the north of France, but you know, even so here, like, you just wouldn't imagine from France what sort of situation could be so close to home. So
yeah, no, that's incredible. And I mean, I can't even imagine what it was like over there, and just the kind of, you know, there was probably so many heartbreaking moments, and then also so many life affirming moments of where you just get the kind of sense of humanity. And I'd love to hear, you know, what were some of the highs and lows of that experience?
Well, definitely the highs is just meeting people from all over the world and just hearing their stories and hearing their journeys, and how they had, you know, left their hometowns literally on the other side of the world and taken planes, or not even planes, boats, cars, trains, everything to get to Europe, and then ultimately the UK, and some people were even trying to get further, like Canada, and just talking to them, and just sharing stories and everything. And yeah, also working with other volunteers from France and the UK and America, and yeah, just being within that kind of volunteering community. And yeah.
And I guess the rest of it was probably the lowlights, the horrible things you got to experience, or was it being away from home in a pandemic, or what was kind of the most difficult part of it? Some of the most difficult parts.
Well, yeah, definitely the difficult parts were just seeing the level to which the police could go so low as to just really degrade human beings, you know, and be just extremely violent and just inhumane, really, and just seeing that happening right in front of our eyes, and us being the people that were the only people that were willing to step in and, you know, say, you know, you can't treat this person like this, you can't talk to them like that, you can't touch them like that, and just realizing that it was youth, like it was only young people that were putting themselves in that position to say, you know, this isn't right and we need to do something. So yeah, just I suppose seeing the brutality was definitely the hardest part, just towards completely innocent human beings that wanted nothing but just security and safety, and wanted to find somewhere that they could settle themselves.
Gosh. Well, I mean, you know, I think it's like such a testament to you to put yourself in that position. And it's the most selfless thing you could probably do, because you're experiencing that, and it's so easy to turn a blind eye to things that are scary or upsetting or sad, or all the combination. But when you put yourself in the middle of that, I mean, I guess that is probably, you know, one of the definitions of what it means to be a leader. So I mean, you know, it's just incredible to see you do that, to see you put yourself in that position, and I guess want to go back and want to do more of it. So it's a really inspiring to hear. And I think, you know, like, obviously, you know, towards the future, like you're still in college, so you'll be finishing that up, and you want to go back to France and you want to help more. But, you know, what's kind of on your broader scale, though I hate this question when people ask me what I'm doing in the future, but what is your kind of dream or ambition when it comes to the work you can do as a leader in due course?
Well, yeah, for the moment, I'm finishing up college now. I'm in my final year, and I know that straight after I want to go back to Calais. And there's an organization I have in mind that I'd like to work with. And there's a few different organizations within the same domain between France and Ireland that I'd like to work with. But I'm not sure. I haven't really thought that far ahead, but I know that this is definitely humanitarian work is something that I want to stay within, and definitely for on a more of like a grassroots level of like local organizations working directly face to face with people rather than like larger international NGOs. That's
amazing. Well, to be honest, Mairéad, it's so exciting to watch and to support you, and as a Cuala community cheer you on, and hopefully in due course, support you in doing what you're doing, and maybe help get fundraising or people involved, or just awareness as well. I think awareness can go a long way when it comes to humanitarian work, and I just think that is something that, as a Cuala community, we should definitely be trying to support our own at a grassroots level when it comes to the things that they care about, and we should all potentially know more about and care more about in general. Do you know?
Yeah, I had an idea after the first time I went to Calais, and something I definitely like to pursue in the future, maybe like the way that we've organized trips within the club to go out to Zambia and to do the Habitat for Humanity work, perhaps like getting teams together to go out to Calais, because they really search for volunteers with only maybe even for a weekend or a week. There's so much to do. Like they have huge kitchens and wood sheds where they just need all hands on board. So I think that could potentially be something that we could do within the club.
Yeah, well, I think if Cuala has shown time and time again, I think it's something particularly after the pandemic that we all want to do more of, is actually come together as a community in person. Like the idea of that is so far-fetched, and the idea of what we could do when so many of us are now part of the Cuala community, for the people who aren't nearly as fortunate as us, and it's just it's just where they were born, and that's all they are. It's just it's unfortunate that there's so many different things going on, but it's just an absolute credit to the club for that, and to your family, and to the Dermot Earley. I'm sure they are very, very proud of you going the full way, and I think it's just great to see, and hopefully, even though we obviously want you to go back to Calais, we will be sad on the 3rd and 4th not to have you on our team playing. But I think for people who didn't know, Mairéad joined us on the Zoom workouts during the pandemic from Calais, so she's a 3rd and 4th player through and through. But listen, Mairéad, thank you so much for joining this really quick conversation today. Thank you for everything you do, and please keep us up to date on where you're getting on, and if in your plans and ambitions. I'm sure the Cuala community would be incredibly supportive of that. So yeah, thank you so much.